Hello, welcome to Shit They Don't Tell You. I'm Nikki Limo, also known as the Icebreaker.
Hi, I'm Steve Green.
Yeah, tight. We are going to go through some questions that you have submitted for us via our email, podcast@nikki.limo, if you would like to ask us anything. We get a lot of people asking, should we break up? And our answer is
yes, unequivocally.
Most definitely yes.
Yes.
But maybe no if we see something that could be salvaged.
But that's your
here.
primer. That's just a primer.
It's
for
just
you.
like take it as a no until it's a yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm just going to jump right into it. How to help is the title of this one.
Okay.
Also, I don't pre-read these, so
here we go.
how to help. What you got? Hey, Iceman and Icebreaker. Love the vibe and the show and always love the advice/wisdom you have. Oh my God, we love you. So this really isn't for me, but I have a close friend who I've known since middle school, and we are in our mid-20s now. I usually don't go bothering into other people's lives and careers, but I really think at this point my friend needs help. Out of high school, he went to community college, struggled in school, and then dropped out. He's been working dead-end minimum wage jobs since then up until now. He used to live with his single mother, but she recently passed away, and now he is basically left to the world to fend for himself without an education, sustaining job, or skills, and I would guess that there is some level of depression in him. Right now, he's working a minimum wage job at a boba shop and is currently living in my parents' house that my mom graciously offered for cheap rent, but I don't think this will work long term. He's a great friend in person and I love him like a brother, but I don't know what else I can do to help. I've talked to him and he's willing to work and build up his life from here as this feels like rock bottom to him, but clueless on how to start or where to go. I think school is out of the picture for him because of how expensive it would be. So my question is, what kind of sustainable work can someone get into and build up without any prior skills or degree? Love you guys and hope you're doing well in this crazy world we're in right now. Thank you.
Trade skills?
Yes, that's the
Becoming
first thing
an
that comes to
apprentice
mind. Yes.
For someone?
Yeah.
Your brother is a plumber,
yeah.
and he didn't know shit about plumbing. He just kind of became an apprentice to a plumber.
And now he knows a lot about plumbing.
And they make a fuck ton, dude.
That's true. Electricians, I think on average make like $80,000 a year, and I think that's just you go to trade school or like learn a trade, or you can learn a lot. There's online courses for a lot of things too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing to do though, and this is maybe me talking out of my ass, but this is how I learn things, is I learn as much as I can online first before starting something, and then go to the proper school or become an apprentice or like
you can Google like how do I
intern.
become, for example, like an HVAC air conditioner like repairman, which is a very profitable industry.
Especially if you're in a hot area.
Fuck yeah,
like
dude.
the Valley of California.
Yeah, hello. So, yeah, I mean those guys, like, they do a house call. Sometimes you make a couple $100.
Yeah.
And, like, you're, like, for just your labor.
Like a 20-minute house call.
Yeah, so come on, man. So there's a lot of money in that. In fact, some of these guys, too, trades guys, the reason why it's so hard to get a fucking plumber sometimes is because they already maybe made their money the first 3 days of the week and they're like taking the rest of the week off and shit.
Yeah, there's a high demand.
And your bro doesn't deal as much with the poo-poo as I thought he did.
He does not. Yeah, he continuously, because we try to roast him all the time. We're like, you deal with people's
poo-poos.
Shit.
You a poo-poo repairman?
He's like, actually, I work in commercial plumbing, and usually it's just setting up the pipes and stuff.
And so we're like, well, we don't need all your arguments, your counter arguments, okay?
Yeah. He told me to replace the valve in my shower, though, and then that's what my plumber told me, too. So he does know some things about plumbing.
Roasted. See, it's not that fun to roast somebody who knows what they're talking about.
No, it really isn't. But yeah, there's a lot of that. An app development. I think you can learn how to do coding.
Coding is sick.
All that stuff.
Very profitable.
There's a lot that you can learn on your own, and then if you need to get certified for something, like then take the courses, but you kind of have a good idea if that's something that you're interested in.
Dude, Amazon is hiring right now big time.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is Postmates.
And FedEx and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at how much Postmates are making, and they make up to like $4,000, $5,000 a month.
Yeah, dude.
Some of them.
Sick money.
And they get to work like flexible to what their schedule is and stuff. So that's also something to consider, like while you're trying to find out what you want to do. But yeah, I think there's a lot out there, especially in the trade world. And I think that trades are in high demand and low supply. So you're going to have a job. Yeah.
People's shit is getting fucked up all the time, dude. Trust me. When my AC went out the other day and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Same shit.
It's very hard to live during the summer in a hot
Once
place.
a year, man. Because, we have to run AC. It's so hot in the valley. Oh, once a year, you got to get that thing.
Or if you live in Las
checked out.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Our friends that live in Vegas. I don't know how they would survive.
If your AC even goes down for a couple hours, you're so
you're
wrecked.
dead.
Because it's like 104 for them right now.
Yeah.
Holy
or
shit.
sometimes more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But right now.
It's wild out there, man. You need an AC repairman.
So you guys, listen. Become an AC repairman, okay?
Become an AC repairman.
can
That's
help
our
me.
advice. That's our general advice for all of you.
Yeah.
Blanket statement.
Hey, that's new, by the way. Mostly we tell you to go take an
True.
improv class, don't we?
Break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, take an improv class, and then become an AC repairman.
It's old hat.
Easy.
It's old hat.
It's easy. That's
say
how
it
you
all the
kill it
time.
at life.
We say it all the time.
Exactly. Okay. So.
Go be an improv coach.
All right. This one looks juicy.
Okay.
Sex with other women in a relationship. Dear Nikki and Steve, love you guys and trust your advice. Oh, thank you. Except it has a period at the end, so I feel like it's solemn. I love you guys and I trust
Your
your
advice.
My boyfriend told me that even though he loves being with me and also our sex, he would like to have sex with other women from time to time. Okay. He can imagine being with me for the rest of his life and says he doesn't want to miss out on experiences / go with the flow in certain situations. He's 22 and I'm 20. Wow, you guys are young. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know if I could cope with that. I told him if we do this, I want to know with whom and when, because otherwise I'd always be thinking about it in the back of my mind. I was thinking maybe we could try it out and see if I can deal with it. I don't know what we would do if not. I don't want to restrict him, but obviously I can't sacrifice my mental health for that. So I don't know. If it doesn't work, we break up. A thing I desperately hope will not happen, or he learns to lose his fear of missing out. I hope this was enough information for you to give advice on it. Wanted to keep it short. Love you. Johanna.
I mean, bro, if you're sitting there going like, it's like, I'm gonna put on a helmet and then this car is gonna crash into me, and if I don't get hurt, maybe I could do it again.
Right.
I don't think so. You're not coming at this from like I'm kind of into it.
No.
And like I think it'd be hot for me. You're like, hey, we'll see how hurt I get. I'm gonna throw myself down this embankment, and then if I don't have any scrapes, maybe he could do it again.
Unfortunately, I just think it's bad timing, because even if he really likes you and really likes your sex, there's something always in the back of his mind. And I've seen this happen in even long relationships where the guy is in love with the girl or vice versa, but they just can't stop that what did I miss out on thinking, where every time they see an attractive person of the opposite sex or even the same sex or whatever, they're always wondering like, did I miss out on like the best years of my life by being in this relationship?
Can I fuck it? Can I please fuck it?
It's really a thing where like, I think he has to get it out of his system. I don't think that, and unless you can deal with that happening at the same time as you guys being in a relationship, I just don't think it's going to work.
Mark, can we hit the break up button? All right. Jesus. I'm hitting it right now. Ready? Break up! There it is.
Break up!
Break up! So there you go. We got the break up button
going. We can
going.
keep that soundbite for the next time.
We should get a break up pulley. And we'll have it always hanging here from a handle, and we just pull it.
Break. Anyway.
So that's what we got for you. Break up.
Yeah.
And don't look back. Because look, this cat is willing. Okay, so what does he want? He wants to have his cake and eat it too. Hey, baby, I want to have sex with other chicks, but also I want the cool experience of having somebody in a long-term relationship. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I want to go to Turkey Day, and I want to go to Christmas with you, and I want to do couples Halloween costumes while I'm railing chicks on the side.
Right.
Come on, bro.
If it's not something that both of you are 100% into, it's just not going to work.
Exactly.
And one person is going to get hurt.
If it doesn't titillate you, then forget it. If it's for one party, then forget it.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's for one party and it's also destructive for the other person, forget it.
There's also a lot of cases like this where the guy thinks that's what he wants, right? Or the girl. I keep saying the guy because that's the example here.
Sure.
But they think that's what they want. And so their partner goes, okay, we'll do it, sure. And then their partner ends up getting more, sex than them. Way more dick or
tail.
Yeah, whatever. And then they get sad because it was their idea to do it, and they're not getting nearly as much sex and hooking up.
Can we close the relationship actually? Because you're the one having more fun, and they're like, nah, I actually think we should keep it open.
Yeah.
You actually you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
That's exactly it. No matter what, after this happens, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
And you'll know he's been with other chicks, and it will drive you fucking wild, and you know it, and we know it.
It would drive me wild because even if I knew who they were and when it happened and all the details, do I know if that chick got tested for STDs? Do I know if they actually did use a condom or if they're telling me that? You know, your physical health is also on the line. And so I think
also,
that's just
why do you need that from somebody else?
Something to consider.
Well, what's the point of a commitment then? To me,
right? Just
that's my personal
single.
opinion. Some of you don't like that.
I think that there is room for healthy, open relationships if there's two partners.
If there's two people are into it.
But this is clearly not it. No. So, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, sis. And I wish the best for you.
Break up, pulley.
Break up. All right. Podcast question is the name of this title. Very mysterious.
I wonder what this is about.
Hey, Nikki and Steve. I love your podcast. It's been really helpful and insightful to me. You guys are the cutest, most loving couple I know. Oh my God, thank you.
Thank you. We are.
I have learned a lot from your relationship, and I'm going through a lot right now with mine. My boyfriend has joked about me being fat from the beginning of our relationship. We are now 1.5 year relationship in. We are now a 1.5 year relationship. For example, he has said I look like a hippo in a lighthearted way. Oh my gosh. But I took offense to it because normally I wouldn't expect my boyfriend to joke about my weight ever, and that is not the best animal to compare someone to. I recently changed into my pajamas in front of him, and he looked at my body and said, ew. The tone was not in a joking or funny manner, and it seemed more like an instant reaction to my body than that he accidentally said out loud. I always thought his jokes had an underlining truth to it or meaning behind them, but he says his jokes are because he adores my chubbiness. He believes that he never intentionally hurts me, which is why when I cry, he thinks I'm being sensitive. He believes that him trying to compromise would mean he had to change his personality and stop being the funny and goofy guy he is around me. We don't normally fight that much, but when we do, it's about the same thing. Am I being oversensitive about this, or is my boyfriend the insensitive one? Thank you. Appreciate you both so much. Could I remain anonymous, please? Just letting you know I'm a big Australian fan.
We will call you Hippo. I'm kidding. No, look, here's what this cat's doing, right? This cat, he spills something on the ground, and then to clean it up, he spills something on top of it. Mm-hmm. Like, give me a break, dude. He can't call you these names, have you feel bad, and then you're like, I don't know, I just kind of feel bad that you're calling me these names. He's like, what the fuck? You trying to mess with my identity?
It also just kind of, if you've expressed that it hurts you and he's still doing it, like, that's just mean. Like, it's mean. Like, if you're crying because he's making jokes about your weight, like, then either he doesn't care about you or he's just like thinks it's cute to be mean.
You're telling him that it hurts you and he's still doing it.
Right.
It's a fuck you now at this point.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
It'd be different if like he didn't know what he was doing or whatever. Like, you can use that maybe once, but like if you're telling him it hurts you and he's continually doing it, that's not fair. I also think that sometimes you say there's an underlying truth. I think that sometimes, yeah, like if there's something that you don't like in a partner, like you're like if say Steve does something that annoys me, yeah, and then I like joke about it to him, but I am like kind of annoyed by it or whatever, it's gonna come across that way, like yes, where it's like, no, I'm just teasing you because I love that about you, but really like I don't like your leg shaking, like it moves the whole table, and I don't like it. It's
restless leg syndrome, and it's an actual condition. But thank you.
Yeah.
It's a medical condition.
Right.
But fine. No, but look, take something that he's insecure about and rail on him for 3 days in a row and see how much he likes it.
Right.
Because that's what the fuck he's doing to you.
Right. That's not. Yeah. It's not cool.
That's not cool. It's not constructive. It's not fun. You're not being overly sensitive. He's being a lame-o for not listening to you.
Yeah, he's being really mean. I mean, I can't even pick a different word because I was like, she says insensitive or whatever, but I just think it's flat out mean.
It is mean. And he's being a hippo.
Yeah.
Because hippos have spiky noses and they use it to hurt people.
That's a rhinoceros.
Hippos have very big feet and they use it to stomp on people.
I don't think they use it to stomp on people, but they do have big feet.
They don't stomp on people with them?
Well, they will like mostly waddle through the mud and
Hippos
stuff.
have little tiny little tails, and maybe he's got a little tiny little dick too.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Maybe he's a hypocrite.
We're workshopping it. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Burned.
That's good.
Got him.
That was it.
Anyway, I hope this works out for you guys. I do think that if maybe he can see how it's hurting you and not just like something you're complaining about.
Just tell me he has a micro penis for a couple days in a row and see how he likes it.
So that's mean to people with micro penises.
Well, I'm not trying to be mean to people with micro penises though. Just to hit this guy.
It's not the size of the wave. It's the motion of the ocean, baby, you know?
Yeah, but try telling that to somebody with a micro
You know?
penis.
Well, I do.
Oh, okay. Nice. We're fucking around.
All right. Masturbate is the title of this one.
Okay.
Hey, Sticky, thanks for picking mine a few episodes back. You said some things that I really needed to hear, and it helped me out a lot. Anyway, I haven't masturbated in a long time, and I don't have the urge anymore either. I'm usually masturbating 24/7, but I haven't done it in a long
My
time.
dude.
Am I okay? That's all. Thank you. Love you guys from a not as sad boy.
How'd you do it?
P.S. I don't want to Google this because I don't want to make myself paranoid from reading WebMD. I don't think that we're qualified to tell you if this is wrong or not. But if
I'll
you had
tell
an
him.
addiction to it and you broke your addiction,
Is he the
then
one
yeah.
who was saying that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I want to remember.
I wish he would have reminded us a little bit. Give us a little
bit.
hint.
Did you have a masturbating problem?
Yeah, are you the cat with the masturbating problem? I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember that too. But
Okay, so he's saying he doesn't even do
I
it
think
anymore.
everything in moderation. If you had an addiction to something and you needed to quit cold turkey and you're not doing it anymore at all, I think that's fine because you're overcorrecting and that's good because then the only way to, if you ever did get back into masturbating after having an addiction, like would be to know where your limits are and like know
Yeah.
what moderation looks like.
Don't
and
be a
feels
jerkaholic
like.
out there.
Don't be a jerko.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. So he's basically just saying thank you and we
Yeah.
helped him.
All right, tight.
Hey, how about that? We actually fucking
about
cured.
that?
We actually did
Killed
something.
it.
But I noticed he didn't even say he broke up, but that's fine.
All right, this one's called The One That Got Away But Wasn't Got to Begin With.
Oh shit.
Hi, Nikki and Steve. Love you both so much and I have been binging your podcast for the last few days while working from home. Hell yeah.
We love
Hope you guys are doing well. I
Love
will
you.
try to keep my sentences short. By the way, for context, I'm 25 and the guy is 27. All right. So your frontal cortex has been fully developed, I
Yep.
see.
Yep.
Okay, so
You're in
there's...
the worst year of your life, according to Nikki. Go ahead.
That's true. That's true. And maybe we'll read why. So there's this guy. He's a friend of a friend's. Met him briefly at a birthday party 3 years back and never saw him again. He doesn't have any social media. Until this year, again, for the same friend's birthday. We hit it off and chatted the entire night and exchanged numbers at the end of it. We texted almost daily and I really started liking him very quickly. He was interesting, independent, worked on himself. Spiritually, he would meditate, physically work out, etc. And just had a weirdo sense of humor like me, if not more, which I enjoyed. However, he didn't have social media and was a I don't like to use my phone, quote unquote, type of person. So getting a reply from him typically took a good 4 to 5 hours, sometimes even a day, and he barely initiated the conversations. We did go out for lunch once and he was super attentive, paid for everything, and I had such a good time. He also invited me on nights out with his friends, maybe twice, but I had other plans and couldn't make it. Once I did go over to his house just to hang out and we watched some Netflix and ordered food in. Nothing physical happened. This all happened over the span of 4 months, by the way. Anyway, it was always me initiating or calling. Not every day. I try to break it up, but I truly enjoyed talking to him. I asked him in what ways he likes me. Long story short, he said he likes me as a friend and sorry for leading me on, but that we don't know each other that well anymore or for anything more. All this I understand, but he makes no effort, especially during these COVID times, to start a conversation even as a friend. So after that interaction, I haven't pursued it any further. However, I can't help but think that he was somehow the one. But then I also did try and got nothing in return. I know pursuing it further seems stupid at this point, but I feel like I lost him as a potential friend too now, which sucks. I know if we see each other in person, nothing would be weird. Thank you for your help.
I love you, but he wasn't looking for a friend.
He wasn't looking. Oh,
He was not looking for a friend. He was looking for something a little extra, and then he realized maybe he didn't want that right now.
yeah.
And so he's just not that interested in you, period. If that makes sense. And the friend thing was a nice way of cushioning the blow.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe he was just trying to get to know you.
Yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
it just didn't kind of stick to him or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to say from the story whether it's like bad timing or maybe he was like,
knows?
yeah,
It's just about, I don't think he's looking for a friend. If he was, he'd be reaching out for friendship things and all that kind of stuff.
He's definitely not looking for a friend.
No.
That's true.
That's all.
And especially if you're always the one initiating or calling, like that's a friendship is a two-way street.
Yep.
So if you're on a one-way, like that's no friendship.
Nah, dude.
Nah, that's a lot of chasing going on. I think there's plenty of people that want to be your friend though. So
Exactly.
employ these tactics with them. But yeah, don't dwell on it too much that he was the one. You'll know.
Yeah.
Like you'll know that's the one. Like you don't have to reach like, was it? Like it's there.
I used to do that, right? You leave
Sure.
a relationship, you're like, was that the one? Did I fuck it up?
Right.
Like it's something that you just
Or like if you just really like all these qualities about a person And like, Marshall Mathers like still might be the one.
Yeah, great.
And I just like all these qualities about him. Maybe like if he
thanks
knew,
for your question.
if he knew me, then maybe we would be the one. But he's just not. He's just so closed off. He's just not in the right place.
I could be closed off too.
He's so closed off.
I could be closed off.
Well, yeah, but like
I could be unavailable.
You're the one though, so
it's fun to be the one.
But he's another one.
It's good to be the one.
He's another one that could be a one, but I don't just you just never know, and it keeps you up at night wondering,
I fall asleep pretty easy.
But I stopped pursuing it a long time ago.
Clearly.
He never responded to any of my tweets.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
And seen every year on his fucking birthday. Moving on.
All right. Hope you find the actual one soon. Ooh, this one's called Paranormal Experience.
Oh, fuck yes. Let's go.
Okay. Hey, Iceman and Nikki. My name is Sean. I'm 32 and I live in Kentucky. You can say my name. Okay,
Hell
Sean,
yeah, Sean.
calm down.
Own it, Sean. Own it.
I would love to hear what you think about an experience I had a couple years ago. Me and my wife bought an old farmhouse. In this house, we had our firstborn son. One night I was sleeping and was dreaming in the dream that my son, who was 6 months or less at the time, was walking in front of our TV in the bedroom, and our TV was on a stand that had a long arm. Anyway, in the dream, he starts walking in front of the TV, and slowly the TV starts tipping like it was going to fall on him. So in my sleep, I lunged so hard out of bed, I end up in the floor knocking a bottle of water, which was on my nightstand. My wife woke up and asked what happened. I told her I had a dream that the TV was falling on our son. Still half asleep, she didn't say anything. I dry up the water and get back in bed. About 30 seconds goes by, and the TV turns on. As I see the glow of the TV, I start freaking out. I start looking for the remote in bed, thinking I must have hit the button. Nowhere to be found. I get out of bed and push the button on the TV to turn it off. The TV was a high-end new TV, and the next morning we talk about what happened and start looking for the remote, and the remote was on the dresser 5 to 10 feet from the bed. Never had came on it by myself or never had came on by itself before or since. So the TV never came on by itself or since. I've told the story so many times and I'm so curious to find out what you guys think. Was it a ghost? Was it a sign from someone? Was it a power surge? If it was, what are the odds I would have that dream? Please help me. I love you guys. Listening to your podcast at work makes my day 100% better. Thank you so much.
We love you, buddy.
What does it mean?
Listen, Sean, So Nikki had an experience with a TV in Vietnam.
That's true.
And also the whole hotel staff said that her
room was haunted.
Right. Her room there was haunted.
It was in Vietnam, and in Vietnam, apparently, according to everyone I talked to there, ghosts are just like a part of life. Like they just accept that there is ghosts. Like, and so almost everyone has had some sort of paranormal experience. Or they're like, yeah, I know that stuff happens and I don't want to talk about it. Like, they're kind of like in denial about it. So, yeah, before that experience, I wasn't sure. I never had like a crazy experience. And even still, I always like to veer on the side of what could have logically happened before going into like immediately paranormal experiences. But
this
yeah,
was pretty nuts for
it was
you.
very similar where I had what's it called? Sleep paralysis, which is a thing. And there's a scientific explanation for it, but I don't know what's real or what's not because there's still some flaws in that description. But basically, you are in your body and you can see the room, but you can't move your body. And then eventually you wake up. So like you're asleep, but you can see everything in the room. And so I had that, and I haven't gotten that very often, but I had that, and you can't move your head. You can only like barely see through your eyes. And in mine, I felt a dog like breathing right next to my face. And I couldn't turn my head to see the dog, but I knew that it was there, and I knew its teeth were growling at me. So that was the first thing. I get woken up by the power strip, like the outlet on the wall exploded into sparks, and I woke up and saw it explode, and all the electricity goes out, so everything just like the AC and everything goes shoom, and it's just dead silent. And I'm in a villa, not in a hotel building, but like an actual like hut. So I don't know if any of the other villas are experiencing this, and it's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'm like, shit, this is so weird. I just had that weird sleep paralysis, and then now like this electricity's out. It got really spooky, and I was alone in this villa. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna try to go back to sleep. And as I'm trying to go back to sleep, the TV fucking turns on by itself and goes shh. and it's that like snowy sound, and I don't want to look because I'm like too scared because I'm thinking about all those images from The Ring.
Yeah, fuck
you know, like
yeah, The
some
Ring.
like
Fuck yeah,
freaking
The Ring.
ghost woman crawling through the screen. I'm
with
like,
the hair.
I can't look. I don't have anybody here in this room. Like I can't like cling to anybody. I can't like walk down a hallway and see somebody. So like I'm alone and I'm gonna get attacked if I see something.
Yep.
So I'm just terrified, and I'm like just putting the covers over my head and like just go to sleep. I don't know how I eventually went to sleep. I did go to sleep though, and when I woke up, the TV was still on and it was still like shh, right? And I thought it was weird because even if you turn the TV on, like I turned it off and then I turned it back on, it should just be the hotel menu. Mm-hmm. It should not be this like fuzzy snow screen. And that's not like, okay, so a lot of those things can be explained.
You could say power surge, blah, blah, blah. Same thing you're going through, my friend.
But how weird that those three things just happened all in a row, and it's just so spooky. And then like the hotel staff said that my room was haunted.
Okay, I got one for you.
What?
So when I was a young lad, a teenager.
You were never young.
I was quite young, and I remember feeling this weird. Okay, so it was very late at night. It was like 2 a.m, and all of a sudden, I felt a very weird feeling, like an eerie feeling, coming from the side of my house.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't stop, like moving. It's like almost like you had like an electrical thing, like one of those static balls.
Yeah.
Which you know what I'm talking about, where you put your hand up to it and the electricity goes to your hand. It was like that, but on the side of my body, and it was trailing up and down the side of the house, right? So there's like a walkway on the side of my house, and this eerie feeling was trailing up and down. There wasn't noise, no footsteps, nothing, just a complete feeling, right, going up and down the side of my house. I look over to my left, and my dog, Trixie, is looking at the fucking wall on the side of that, like facing the side of the house, and her head is tracking this exact same feeling I had been having for like 5 minutes, right? And then all of a sudden, I visibly was like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden, I was visibly like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden, this feeling, this presence, this static ball thing was on top of me.
Oh.
On top of me. Like behind so I was sitting in a computer chair.
Oh,
it was like behind my computer chair, and I was fucking frozen there.
And did your dog look at you during that time?
I didn't even look at her because I was facing the other way.
Oh, okay.
And it just hung there, and I felt like completely frozen with fear for like minutes. And then not too long after that, it was like a couple nights later, I was watching SNL late, which I always did. And I had fallen asleep during SNL, right?
Yeah.
And so when I woke up, like, fucking it's like Last Call with Carson Daly, some absolute garbage is on.
Yeah.
And I remember I turned the TV off, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm just like trying to go back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, I feel the same strange feeling that I felt a couple nights before with my dog. And I remember thinking like, oh fuck. But then I remember thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I want to see you. Right? Mm-hmm. I want to know what you look like. I want to see you. And so I kept on thinking in my head, I want to see you. What is this thing? What's this feeling? I want to see you. Right? And then all of a sudden, my fucking TV turned on.
Ugh.
And my remote, I had thrown it. I turned the remote and threw it. So it was nowhere near me. TV turned on, and I was like, never mind. And I just went to fucking bed with the TV on.
Ooh.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I backed out.
Yeah, that's scary.
So there you go. There's our TV stories.
Yeah, TV's turning on without remotes nearby or anything. That's okay, because the scarier part is like, if it's not ghosts, is it the government? And on that note,
well, look, why is real quick? Why is it always happening when eerie shit's already happening?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my man Sean's saying.
That's what Sean's saying.
And when I was a kid, also in our basement, we had this little fucking car game that turned on randomly during an eerie moment as well.
Weird.
And my whole family was around. My sister was there. She'll tell you. I had my little brother there.
Like they're communicating.
It's not just isolated stories, or you might be like, well, Steve, you had sleep paralysis during this. No, dude. I didn't, first of all.
Like in Poltergeist.
Exactly.
They're here.
Oh, fuck. I can't watch scary movies because of this shit. I already have scary enough shit.
We'll be back right after this break. Hey guys, wanted to tell you all about a podcast called Wild Wild Tech. It's a new podcast about the wildest, most bizarre, most interesting stories about technology and just how it's shaping our culture.
Dude, everybody knows about technology, okay? It's every freaking where. It's in your cars. It's in all kinds of algorithms that you don't even know you're using.
It's in your head.
But you might not know that technology is also affecting your life in weird ways. Like some of the stories that the Wild Wild Tech covers.
Yeah, like epidemiologists have studied the video game World of Warcraft and the pandemic that happened in the game so that they could be better prepared to fight COVID-19. What?
Dude, did you know that 2 musicians created AI and that's producing 300,000 melodies per second and releasing them?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're doing it to putting it in the public domain to destroy music copyright law.
That's crazy. Oh, one of my favorites is that Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing they covered, and it may seem very cute and harmless, but there's actually a hidden black market of digital animal trafficking.
Ooh. On Wild Wild Tech, they bring you each topic through the voice of experts who know all about the hidden world of technology and real people who are having their lives changed in strange ways by the digital world.
Yeah, Wild Wild Tech is hosted by Jordan, Erica Weber, and Josh Rivera, and what they do is they go out in the world, they find real people who live these crazy stories, as well as gain more insight from experts and reporters who are at the verge of tech and pop culture.
Wild Wild Tech brings you stories about your favorite tech companies and products that you won't even believe are real.
And at the end of the episode, you'll hear a short clip of Wild Wild Tech, and you can subscribe to the show if you like what you hear. Listen and subscribe to Wild Wild Tech on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now. You can also find a link in the episode notes that will take you right to the show.
That's Wild Wild Tech. It's like that Will Smith movie, only that it's got Wild Wild Tech and not West.
Right.
Remember that movie had a big mechanical spider?
I didn't watch it. All right, and we're back. And this one is called Family Conflict Over Baby Shower. I was going to say this is entitled, but is that correct?
This is entitled?
This is entitled Family Conflict Over a Baby Shower.
What's entitled about it?
Well, exactly, because entitled has 2 different words. But I feel like that entitled. I feel like
You're
you
saying
could say
this person is entitled?
No, I'm saying this email is titled, right? It's
my
titled
God.
this.
Yes.
But this email entitled Family
I
Conflict
see.
Over
Holy
Baby
shit.
Shower, right?
Okay.
But then I felt like that was wrong, and then I got really in my head about it. Anyway,
I can tell.
So I was just
You put me in my head
I was
about it.
forcing it to you.
Moving on.
All right, you're not entitled, but Nikki and Steve, I hope you and yours are healthy during these crazy pandemic times. I have always thought to write in. I really enjoy your show, especially when you answer questions.
We love you.
We love you. But finally brave enough to send a note. I would appreciate you not using my real name and giving me a sassy, fun, anonymous name. Ooh.
Oh, Olive. We'll call you Olive.
Olive.
That's cool.
Sassy Olive.
Sassy ass Olive.
Sassafras Olive.
Mm-hmm.
For some context, I have a weird relationship with my mom and older sister. I'm the middle child, and I've always tried to be the mediator and get along with everyone. I love my family, but tend to find they don't have healthy ways of coping with their own life stresses. I think this is an immigrant thing. Nikki, I think you might understand. My younger brother mostly keeps to himself, and I feel like I'm starting to finally realize why that might not be a bad idea after all. To get more directly to the point, I live in NYC, I'm pregnant, and recently found out I haven't had COVID, which was a relief. My doctor said if that was not the case, it would have put me at risk of bad things like blood clots. So it's good news I don't have the antibodies, and I need to keep doing my social distancing and mask wearing to continue with my healthy pregnancy. Meanwhile, my mom and sis in Florida have been anxiously trying to plan a baby shower for me and trying to conspire with my husband. I told them and my husband that it would put me and others at risk, so I can't see myself having a baby shower at all. I'm due in October, which I was kind of bummed, but I try to stay positive given we have friends who have died or lost their jobs, so I really don't have much to complain about. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Over the weekend, my husband and I went to visit some in-laws who have been safely visiting this whole pandemic time, and what I thought was just going to be a going away party for his brother ended up being a very tiny surprise baby shower with his family. My husband, who is awesome, wanted to do something nice for me and organized it a bit last minute, but totally pulled the wool over my eyes and made me feel special. When my mom and sis found out about this from my brother, who was in town and able to attend, they were upset that no one FaceTimed them to include them. In hindsight, I suppose someone should have reached out, but I was living in the moment and happy to have that moment. I don't want to invalidate anyone's feelings, but I'm really upset about how they chose to address it. I got a passive-aggressive text from my sis, which really hurt when I told her it was hurtful and that I thought she might want to be accepting of what was an honest mistake on my husband's part. She accused me of talking down to her. I confronted everyone over the phone, but I don't think it helped, and to be honest, it's been a pattern of folks acting like they're the victims of their own stories. Not sure if I want that around my first child, and I'm really conflicted about having a relationship with my family, but I also want to keep toxic people out of my life, something I've done very well with bad friends, but not bad family. I'm leaving everyone alone right now, but I feel awful. The situation had me crying a ton the day it went down and still makes me feel emotional when I talk about it because I feel like I was made to feel shitty for living in the moment and enjoying a nice surprise. Am I the asshole here for being angry/sad? Is it bad that when I confronted folks, I requested they be direct and let us know when their feelings are hurt so we can resolve them better in the future? Am I just being too emotional because I'm pregnant? I'm a little confused about what the future holds for this relationship and don't want to cut my sis off entirely because I love my niece and nephew dearly, but I've also told her before that I think she needs therapy to address her high highs and low lows. Thanks for listening /Sassafras Olive.
Olive, first of all, you're really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You're a cool person.
I think you're very reasonable.
I would be your friend in 2 seconds. You're a very reasonable person. Sometimes, unfortunately, in life, some people take events that are about you and they make it about them.
Yeah.
And they were looking forward to this because they want to make it about them. And this happens a lot, right? So me and Nikki, we got engaged.
Yeah,
okay?
That's the story that I was thinking
and
too.
the next day, and we're all excited. We got engaged.
Happened at night. It was a surprise.
Yeah, we told everybody we got engaged because, the internet has been part of our life forever.
Well, we didn't really I posted a picture of the ring after we got engaged. I posted a picture of the ring on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was like my brother texted me immediately and was like, "Is this real?"
And we changed our status to engaged, which was fun.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
I don't know if we did that that night.
We did that at the restaurant.
Okay, we did.
We were very excited to do
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Okay.
And Facebook was much bigger back then.
It was like everything, guys.
Yeah.
It was everything. Okay. So then the next day, unfortunately, Nikki's old man.
I was drunk too.
We were definitely.
I accepted the proposal.
They
drunk.
gave us a free bottle. They were really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely under the influence when you accepted the proposal. No,
Regrets,
So they gave us a free bottle and everyone was really cool. But the next day, Nikki's dad's super fucking pissed at Nikki.
So mad.
So pissed at Nikki because we didn't call him.
I called him. He was the first person I called in the morning. The very first person I called.
He's also the first person that I told I was going to ask Nikki to marry because I made sure to get his permission.
Yeah.
And he also knew I was doing it that night because
why though.
He was in on it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So he was expecting a call that night.
I get it. But man, we were so in the moment.
We were just in the moment, we were
totally
crying. We were crying. The server staff was coming up to us and thanking us. It was just we just got all in our feels. we went to the hotel room and got all in our feels. Yeah. And by the way, the next morning I woke up with a UTI at 4 a.m. So the next morning I was immediately in an urgent care. And
by the way, UTIs are always the girl's fault.
For sure.
Just a little science info for
it was just slut shaming me basically.
Yeah.
So then after getting back from the urgent care was when I called my dad because he was in Hawaii with us during the proposal. So he was there and he knew it was happening the night before. I didn't know he knew. I didn't know.
I did.
But I didn't because I had invited him to dinner,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I called him. He's the first person I called and I was expecting this oh my God, congratulations. I knew it was happening. I kept the secret or whatever he was going to say.
He did keep it for a long time.
He was so mad.
Which I can,
He was pissed.
So looking back, right, that definitely impacted our moment.
Yeah. I started crying.
Yeah.
I was hyperventilating.
And you had just had an traumatic morning, not emotional.
Yeah.
But a traumatic morning because you had the UTI and we had to go to urgent care real quick.
Yeah. It was very painful waiting 3 hours from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. when the urgent care.
Not that fun.
Yeah.
But then, that definitely sucked. But we could also see your old man's perspective.
Totally.
And we weren't going here's this toxic shit, we're cutting you out of our life or anything.
He only knows how to express emotion with anger.
Yeah.
So for him, he really wanted to share that moment with us.
Totally. And we deprived him of that. So from his angle of a guy sitting in a hotel room who has been told the news and he's just waiting for the exciting news, I can completely understand.
Who knows how long he stayed up alone. He was alone in the hotel room.
I can completely understand.
Yeah.
And I think your family too, right? I think they're just sitting there and they love you.
They just wanted to be part of your moment.
And that's all. And it's okay. And you, by the way, we're just in the moment. We were in the moment.
Yeah.
We know how that feels. So I can relate to both. And so, I would forgive them, right? And you got to let it go. Forgive yourself too, man. You didn't do anything wrong here.
And know that it comes from love. At least I hope it does. But
I hope it does.
Yeah,
but they are making it about them.
Right.
By stomping around and doing all this bullshit and but they're trying to just let you know how they feel.
Well, and she
too.
says immigrant family. You know, a lot of like cultural stuff is like about family and like, you know, the traditional thing to do, like you ask permission, right? So that was a traditional thing to do. And then like he felt like that was the most respectful thing to do, was to immediately call him. And I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that he expected that of me.
I had no idea.
I was just really living in the moment, drunk, and then woke up with a UTI.
But even speaking to immigrant stuff, I wasn't even told to do that, to ask your dad's permission. I just thought it was the right thing to do.
It's very traditional.
I've always wanted to do that. I always thought that was important. I know that when I'm the dad, I'm going to expect that shit from our kid.
Right.
Whoever's dating our kid. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. I think, forgive yourself, though. You sound like you're beating yourself up a lot. And
also, your sister probably does need some therapy. I've told my dad many times that he needs therapy, and I think he's just now kind of coming around to it. Like, it's interesting to see him grow, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think we forget a lot, at least for me, I forget that, you know, your parents are just people trying to navigate life too. You know, no one's born with a manual. And my dad and my mom and dad had me when they were very young. Like he was 24. And so throughout his 20s, he's like trying to learn how to be a dad and trying to like, he hasn't addressed any of his own issues yet of like being a person.
And he lost his old man early. And,
and so yeah, like a lot of like these issues that are just suppressed in order to provide in the moment. Like he, you know, sacrificed dealing with his own issues to like try to be there as a dad. And now he's just now as a grandpa being like, there was a lot of things that I, you know, maybe should have dealt with. Yeah. And I think he's just now, you know, like discovering that. And it's really beautiful to see. And so I think not carrying resentment and just seeing people for being people. And
seeing them for how they are.
And their human side of them. And that like, you know, they're making it about them in that moment. And maybe they could have handled it more maturely. But, you know, ultimately I think they wanted to be part of your moment and they felt like they were outcasted.
And it's so important to jump into other people's shoes sometimes, just see how they're looking at it too, you know, and not just be defensive or trying to defend your own viewpoint or whatever it is.
Yeah. And that being said, set boundaries, of course, like know how you want to be treated and what's an acceptable way to be treated for you. And if they're, you know, if they break that multiple times, then maybe have less contact with them. But I think that you just have to kind of take it for,
treat them as humans.
Yeah.
Not as like archetypes.
Intent.
Yeah. Like people who are trying to hurt you or whatever.
Yeah.
I would give them another chance maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, you know, a lot, like there's this whole discussion over whether or not intent matters. And to me, I think intent matters a lot.
Of course.
So intent is always something to consider.
Yeah. I don't think they were trying to wreck you.
No, they're not trying to hurt you, but it did hurt you ultimately.
And that sucks.
And they should, you know, apologize for it. But, all right. Next. Am I dumb for taking a break from work trying to achieve a goal? Hi, Iceman and Icebreaker. Oh, what's up? I love your guys' podcast. Listen to random episode. Random because I listen to all of the episodes. 5 stars. Woohoo.
Yes.
Thank you. Slap it high. Every day when I take my 2-hour walk, and you are hilarious and awesome. You're great.
Oh, we love you.
My name is Cyril. I hope I said that right. Cyril. No need to say anonymous. 26 years old, and I'm a mechanical and technical automation engineer from Austria. Wow. Sounds
good for you, Cyril. Holy
pretty
shit.
Cool. Last year when I was still employed, I listened to your podcast daily on the way to work thinking, this crazy Nikki saying that being 25 is the worst, but I'm having the time of my life. Well, shortly after that, I was let go because the project I was working on, maintenance improvement project for a big company that experiments with blood plasma, trying to find a cure for cancer and stuff, was ending. And instead of being assigned to another project like they said they'd do, they decided they don't need me anymore.
Oh shit, they cured cancer? They're like, hey, we cured it and we're letting you go.
We're good.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, Corona came and it's not been easy finding a new job, but I'm like super overweight and found myself having fun losing weight by going on walks, tracking what I'm eating, and stopped drinking so much. So far, I lost about 32 kilos, 70 pounds.
Holy shit.
In American.
That's amazing.
Wow. In the last couple of months, and I'm still going strong. Happy as fuck in my small apartment, financially stable, feeling fitter, visiting my mom more often, spending quality time with my crush and friends, and my mental health is at its peak after 9 years of crippling depression.
Look at you.
So my question is, should I even actively look for a job right now, or should I focus on losing weight? Still want to lose about 48 more kilos or 106 pounds. Because of how the system works here in Austria, I technically have to apply twice a week anyways, but at the moment they aren't really paying attention to that and it's still hard to find a job due to Corona, but I could try much harder. My concern is that once I'm in a job, I start losing focus on my road to a body I'm satisfied with, but without a job, I kind of feel like leeching off of taxpayers. Am I just lazy? What would you do? Sorry for the long-ass introduction / question. I love you guys. Peace.
We love you, Serial. And
Cyril.
I just think that only you know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think follow your gut really on this
Yeah.
one. Because like, I think your gut knows.
Yeah.
Because it's like your brain is already making all these logical arguments like, well, I'm leeching off taxpayers. And I'm like, but like Corona and all this stuff, you're already making your brain do gymnastics to fight what your gut feeling ultimately is that like you're happy right now. And like it's okay to enjoy happy moments in life, especially if they're leading you in a new direction. Like,
so what I like to do with Nikki whenever we're going through any kind of situation that requires decision making is we like to put together pros and cons lists. So you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
well, I'm trying to remember the last time we did this. Yeah,
We don't do this.
we don't do it very often, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, we talk about pros and cons.
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah.
So the pro right now is that you're shrinking and your depression has shrunk.
Yeah.
And maybe also in the future you'll be able to work better at a job because you're not dealing with your own emotions during it, right?
I think mental health is so pushed to the side when it really should be prioritized.
Yeah, so it sounds like, I don't know, to me, from what I'm hearing from you, there's way more pros stacked on the side of you taking time to work on your health.
Yeah.
And the cons are maybe like you feel guilt, obviously, or you feel like you should be doing something else. But if you can right now, then you should, I think.
Yeah. I think like, you said you're happy as fuck in your small apartment, financially stable, feeling fitter, visiting your mom more often. These things count. Like, I feel like there's such a strong emphasis on work and being productive, especially here in the US. There's just this emphasis that like, working and productivity is the only measure of success.
It's the penultimate.
It's the only measure of happiness or wealth or anything. When all these other things, and we've done an episode on the different components of happiness, that there's 8 tanks that do need to be filled, and I think that we neglect or belittle the other ones because these other ones are so emphasized by society. But spending more time with your mom, that's family. Your family meter is going up. Spending more time on your physical health, your physical health meter is going up. Your mental health meter is going up. You're spending time with your crush and friends. These are all meters that were significantly low for you.
For probably years.
No wonder they all suffered. They're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And so, like what you were saying, Steve, about you're going to be a better employee if all of these other meters are taken care of. That's absolutely true. Like, you cannot be your best self and help a company or thrive as a human being if you're neglecting all of these to fulfill this one.
Yeah. I mean, you can thrive better as a professional when you are better. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I would heavily look at that and decide for yourself.
Yeah. Or lightly look at it.
Hey, nice.
Because losing some.
Oh, nice.
Because we're losing some weight.
I missed that.
Yeah.
An unintentional pun.
We're losing some weight. All right. Next. This one is Sticky, I need help. What to do when your love languages don't match? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Dear Iceman and Icebreaker, first off, I love the podcast and have listened to every episode since Shit They Don't Tell You started. Hell
Thank
yeah.
you. Break up. Thank you.
I'm 100% here for the vibe. You guys are the realest, funniest, and cutest couple, and I aspire to be like both of you. Also, please keep me anonymous.
Break up.
You're sweet.
You're awesome. Break
up. Break.
Break
up. I've 23 male, been dating my girlfriend, 23 female, for 3.5 years now. We're both graduating from university at the end of the year and entering the corporate world, but we still live in our respective homes. We were acquaintances from age 17, different high schools, but became best friends in the first year of university. We've had ups traveling the world and downs, 6 months of counseling, but we've worked really hard to create a healthy, sustainable, and loving relationship. I love her with all my heart and fully intend to marry her, but I'm afraid that one part of the relationship doesn't line up. My love language is physical touch, and hers is acts of service. Is it possible to be fully happy when these don't match? I try my best to show love in all 5 ways, but she really struggles with the physical side of our relationship. It's her lowest scoring love language. Living at home with conservative Asian parents plus lockdown means that alone time is rare, and when that is combined with her general nervousness and disinterest in sex, means that we go months without being intimate. I've had to kind of press the mute button on my libido to not make her feel pressured into being physical, but this has also resulted in her sex drive falling to 0. Oh, no. I've rationalized it to myself that if 99% of things in our relationship are great, that it's worth compromising on this aspect. But sometimes I do feel unfulfilled and unloved. I feel like I can't walk away from near perfect relationship for something that I've grown to accept. Can couples make it work when they have different love languages? Thanks for reading this. Much love and stay safe. Roger, my Starbucks alias.
Roger, we love you, bud. I want you to know this, man. I actually don't think you should break up.
Really?
I actually can't fucking believe I'm even saying this right now.
Continue.
It sounds more like she is somehow repressed to me than actually that being part of her love languages. She doesn't like sex or touching any of that stuff. I'm not so sure. I think it's almost like my current wife when she was you had gone through a certain period of time where you didn't feel sexy, and you moved to LA, and then your acting coach is like, yo, you are a sexy looking chick, you need to access the sexual part of yourself. And so you did a pole dancing class, and it like unlocked that shit for you. And I almost feel like this chick needs some like sexual reawakening or something.
Okay.
To get away from her stoic nature.
I agree to an extent.
Okay.
So I do agree that unlocking that part of you is life-changing. Like really just I didn't even know I had that side to me. And then I was like, wow, this is like, I feel like a whole person, you know, that like I didn't have to stuff that down in order to like be this other thing. Right. But, and so I think everyone should do something like that, or like, you know, if you have intimacy issues, definitely deal with those. But that didn't help my relationship with that guy at that time, you know, because he wanted more sex and I was repulsed by it. And I also felt like 99% of our relationship was good except for that part. Okay. You know, and that decision, and I've said this many times, and especially if you listen to every episode, that was the hardest breakup, I think, for me to initiate, like for me to be the breakup person, because there was nothing really wrong besides the fact that I didn't want to have sex with him. Right. And so
you could have potentially just stayed in it and not fucked for years and shit. He was
very comforting. I felt like he understood me, which is really important to me. I feel like when I would have like an emotional time, like he didn't walk away from it. Like he did in the beginning, but then he like flipped, you know, and like I felt like he understood that. And but our conversations were kind of boring too.
Yes.
So,
okay, good.
Yeah, there was that too. Good. But I felt like he was a good guy, and I felt like he would have had my back for forever. And that was
and I feel like fuck him.
That was a hard thing to walk away from.
And he was not a good guy then. That's
but I had a lot of qualms. I was the same age too. You say you're 23. I was the same age, and I had a lot of qualms with myself. Like, did I just give up the most compatible person for me just because this one thing was off? You know, will I ever find another person that understands me like that? That like, will there be something else I have to compromise that maybe is more important, that just to have somebody that like I'm attracted or like that physically attracted to?
So how much is this person suffering? You know what I'm saying? That's where I think.
Yeah. Is this something that you can go the rest of your life? And that's really the frame of mind I had to put myself in, was like, if I'm honest with myself, and this is going to lead to marriage, and if I believe that marriage lasts forever, or like I want marriage to last forever, and that's what I'm going to enter the contract as, can I live with this for the rest of my life? And ultimately the answer was no, because sex is so important to intimacy and bonding and chemistry. And when I was going through this, I thought at first that I had no sex drive, but then I found myself being sexually attracted to other people.
So that's what I think could happen, but potentially she could actually find love for her partner, potentially. That's what I'm saying.
She could, yeah. So maybe try that first.
I would.
She could try that first, because when love languages aren't matching up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad match. It has more to do with if the love language of your partner is something that you're willing to do, or that you can see yourself doing without it grating on your life.
It's not going to be heavy lifting.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for Steve, we realized that his love language is not actually acts of service, but he does love giving me that acts of service that like fulfills a part of him.
Yes,
For him, he doesn't have to, go through anything crazy to like get there.
Nope. Just feeling like I'm taking care of you it does it for me.
Yeah. Whereas like pretty much I could do every one of the love languages except for the praise one.
Yeah.
That one's super hard for me because I don't give myself that much praise, and it's really hard for me to give compliments just because I know that person wants them, rather than because like it's something that I feel genuinely that I want to express to them. I feel like it means so much more when it's like, wow, that's I need to compliment you right now because that's something compliment worthy, and it's not that I don't give praise, it's just that I don't give it to the amount that people that need that as their love language are going to be satisfied with. And then it makes me feel hurt because I'm like, well, I feel like I love you, why aren't you reading this as love? Because I complimented you yesterday, why do you need it today? Well,
that's the other thing though too, is you make it sound like you don't say nice things, but you tell me you love me every day. So so it's really just about like not needing my fucking proverbial dick sucked.
Yeah, the praise people, they kind of like need to hear that they're doing a good job, and like and that like specific things need to be validated every day.
Yeah,
like,
that
where it's like, you're beautiful and you're so nice. Oh my God, you're so thoughtful. Oh my God, you're so this. Like you have to like, it's a constant. And I don't think I'm really capable of bending over to do that for the rest of my life with somebody.
Yeah.
I can do that for like coworkers or people in the moment, like, friends or whatever when I see them, but I'm not seeing them every day.
Right.
So it has to do with if she is able to meet your love language without hurting something in her, without like.
Yeah, and listen, libido being 0, I don't care who you are, if that's not your love, whatever your love language is, that's not normal, man. Like,
well, there are asexual people.
Well, okay, but it sounds like that's not what we're dealing with.
But you would have to go. I think you would have to like figure that out. Like, are you an asexual person? Also, do you want to be with an asexual person?
Correct. Yeah. And I don't think that's what we're dealing with.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe it sounds like she comes from a conservative household.
Yeah.
Sexual feelings are repressed. Don't do PDA. Don't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, right?
Yeah. I also think that like I kind of lose sexual interest if I'm not being stimulated all the time.
Of course.
Like if we like go another week without sex, like we try to have sex at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty healthy. But sometimes we miss a week. Like sometimes something happens in our lives and like emotionally I just don't feel like having sex, and then the longer it goes without sex, like the less I want it.
Of course.
But then when we have it again, it's like, oh, I love this, and
exactly
we get back into a pattern. But that's something different too to consider. Like it's circumstances. You're talking about COVID and like lockdown and
stress.
Stuff, and being
with your parents,
long distance right now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways this could go down, but explore all of them. I feel like in my situation, I explored all of them before ultimately realizing that I just would never have a sex drive for him.
Yeah, and then see, it's possible that this person, she has to unlock something, and then she'll have a sex drive for this cat. So,
and a tip, like when I went to therapy for this too, because I was devastated. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to have a sex drive for this person. I really wanted the relationship to work out.
We got it.
Okay, but I'm just giving this tip that like my therapist was like, maybe try to spice it up, do some role playing and stuff. And the thought of doing that disgusted me. Like I wanted to vomit, and I was like, that sounds terrible. And then she's like, yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it for this person then.
So good.
So I mean,
I like that part of it. I like that part of the story.
Oh my God, you're such a child.
So good.
All right, hope that helps. Ultimately, I hope you guys don't break up.
You like me better than him though, right?
Oh, it's by a fine line, just a little bit.
See,
just like a hair better.
Life is good.
I especially don't like praising people when they're looking for it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you'll especially take it then.
Oh, you want it so bad, don't you?
You'll blow my torch out.
Don't you want it so bad?
There it is, folks. So we hope we helped you
You're
all
the
today.
handsomest. You're the most thoughtfulest.
Aw,
You're
just
the
putting it
most
on for the show.
caringest.
You're just doing it for the show.
No, I'm not. I don't give a shit.
You're the best one. I love you the most.
Gross, right? See, that's what
It's
you get.
disgusting,
Yeah,
folks.
it's disgusting.
All right, well, we hope you rate us 5 stars, even though we're disgusting.
Even though we're telling you to break up.
All the time. But we didn't just do that. How about that? That was some restraint.
Yeah, that was tight.
We showed a lot of restraint
We're
there.
dope.
We didn't have to.
Thank you for being here for the vibe.
Yeah, we appreciate
Hope
you
you
guys.
enjoyed the vibe today.
Because I know most of you are here for the vibe. I know I am.
I am here for the vibe.
See, it's very popular.
It's super cool.
Everyone says it. And so, yeah, please rate us 5 stars. It helps out a lot.
Yeah, and if you have a question, podcast@nikki.limo.
No question is too much.
Well, some questions are too much.
Okay, well, yeah, try to keep it at a certain length.
Yeah, and also, we didn't put our disclaimer in the beginning, so hopefully you made it this far to hear our disclaimer.
Oh yeah, we're not complete experts.
We're not experts at any of this. Take this all with a grain of salt, please. Thank you.
Also, big shout out and thank you to our Patreons.
Yes. Patreon.com/sticky. There are bonus episodes there every month, and as well as monthly live streams where we get to connect with everybody. Also, the Discord community is tight.
So dope.
Like, if you have a problem, like, they are so cool at like helping you through it.
And also, we see everyone's pets on there, which is pretty fun.
I love that.
It's super fun.
Sometimes they're wearing little top hats or something.
It's exciting. There's a guy there with a lizard.
He works with a lot of exotic, and there's a knitting community, a crocheting community, and
I have seen.
They made recently, and I think I'm gonna join them. I'm gonna make my own. They made a cat bed out of yarn. Like there's like a cat sofa.
I saw it.
It's
insane.
I need to make it now.
It shouldn't happen.
I have decided I need to make it.
It should be banned. I'm gonna ban it from our Discord. It's
too adorable.
It's too cute.
All right. Well, anyway, that's that. And thanks for listening.
We love you.
We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Would you be surprised if scientists are learning how to fight COVID-19 from World of Warcraft?
As soon as you see that bolt go out, as soon as the person gets diseased, they have to run away from the group really fast.
What if I told you that I could spoil almost any movie based on who uses an iPhone?
The first guideline is that the user is a good guy. It says that just very specifically.
Or that the cute Animal Crossing virtual world has turned into a capitalist nightmare that people are spending tons of real money on.
Like, I took literally all the money I had, put it in the stock market, and then went on Twitter and like typed in turnips and then refreshed over and over again until I found a good island price that I could do it.
Did you know that Disney apparently has a preoccupation with butts?
I'm fine with butts, pretty pro-butt in general.
I'm really struggling to develop a strong opinion about butts for you, and I don't have one.
Well, that's Wild Wild Tech, the podcast that brings you the wildest, most bizarre, the most interesting stories about tech and how it's shaping our culture. Wild Wild Tech is hosted by Jordan Erica Weber, that's me.
And me, Joshua Rivera.
And every week, we'll uncover infamous stories in pop culture and tech, and we'll learn from the experts and talk to the people who lived through these weird stories.
Like when the two computer programmers decided to create an AI that made billions of melodies, just to disrupt the world of copyright law.
Or when they made Steph Curry so good in NBA 2K, it broke the game.
Or the time when...
You know what? You should just listen. Subscribe to Wild Wild Tech for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.